Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Thomas Rudolph, Andrew Henderson, Casey Lavin, Garrett Dworshak, Dale Hummel, TJ Mathewson and company. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to Game 2 of the best of 3 West Coast League South Divisional Series between the Cowlitz Black Bears and the Corvallis Knights. The Knights are in some familiar position as to they were a year ago at this time, when in the best of 3 divisional series against Yakima Valley, the Pippins won on a walk-off in Game 1. The Knights then came back to win the next 2 games here, and the next 2 games after that to win their 6th consecutive West Coast League championship. Now, it is not ideal to test that method again, and the Knights lost a heartbreaker last night in Longview at Story Field. Marcus Tadialii hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 10th, a smash off of Sean Weiss over the left field fence to culminate a big comeback for the red-hot Cowlitz Black Bears, who took Game 1 5-4 and thus come in needing to win 1 of the possible 2 games here the next 2 nights. So it's an elimination game for the Knights. Pitching coach Beau Kearns is sending Miles Gostola to the mound to try to keep the Knights' season alive. We'll meet the pitching coach for the first time this summer on our Corvallis Knights live stream pregame show. Beau, in his 3rd year, has done a tremendous job again with the staff. We'll get his thoughts as the Knights look to keep their season alive, needing to win tonight to play their way into tomorrow night at 6:35. It's postseason baseball, playoff baseball, West Coast League style, powered by Pioneer Connect, with Beau Kearns up in 2 right here on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Welcome back into Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. South Divisional Series Game 2, the West Coast League playoffs for the Corvallis Knights. Powered by Pioneer Connect, where the Knights looking to pull what they did last year. Namely, that is spot the opponent a game on the road and then come back and win 2. And Beau Kearns, the pitching coach who was part of that team that did that last year, kind enough to join me for the first time this summer in the pregame show. Beau, I've enjoyed watching your guys and the arms and the growth of so many different pitchers throughout the summer. But let's start just with tonight and what's at stake and how good you feel about Miles Gostola getting the baseball to keep your season alive here tonight.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, we feel super good about Miles going out there. He's super collected for a young man. Gonzaga's going to really get a good one. with him. He's got a really good feel for 3 pitches they can offer up in the zone, and you know, a late add-on for us. And he's just shown a lot of maturity throughout his time here, and he's gonna go compete. I do know that. Oh.
In terms of going to go compete, he'll give you everything he's got. What could everything be defined as this one plays out in terms of a pitch count?
We try to typically keep our guys about 80 pitches. You know, if Miles is super clean, we'll try to get him through 6. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, he has the ability to do so, especially when he keeps the ball down. He gets a lot of weak contact. So.
And then behind that, you do what you got to do to win the game you're in. Even though, you know, you've told me and you said Game 3, a winner-take-all game tomorrow, that Kaden Siegel would likely be your starter. But if you need him tonight, I mean, there's no holding back. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. Caden's he's a super competitor, and it's kind of the same thing. The culture of this team and this pitching staff that has kind of come to fruition is that it's not necessarily a starting pitcher like an SP in front of their name or an RP in front of their name. It's more of just P. Hey, I'm a pitcher. I'm here to help. And so, yeah, we definitely don't want to leave tonight without using all of our bullets.
Beau Kearns, my guest. Speaking of just an outstanding pitcher last night, Merritt Jones has been good all summer, but it just looked like last night he was on maybe his best overall path all season in terms of the command of his stuff. What did you think of how Merritt threw last night?
Gosh, he only needed 2 pitches last night. He had 2 real pitches that he had command of at any given time. He makes it a lot of fun to call a baseball game for sure. He's another young arm that I'd be excited to see coming up through the college ranks. So yeah, he did such a super job, and he only needed 2 pitches. He has that 3rd one that's in there too, and yeah.
It was fun to watch. So with respect to a game that, baseball's an exacting game, and every pitching coach, every head coach, Brooke, and if you open the door with 3 passes, that's tough to deal with, right? I mean, I know Neil and Sean are outstanding pitchers, have had great season for you. You chalk it up to, in a sense, sometimes that's just the way the game works.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think it is. And I know pitchers, it just happens throughout your life. I mean, shoot, Neil and Sean have been so good and so consistent over the past 2 and 3 years that they've been with the squad, and so it does happen, and it's been one of those things with this staff. Again, going back to our summer, we've had times where we'll walk guys, and it's just last night it came at a super inopportune time for us and late in the game, and I guess the team has been coming back late recently, and so. Yeah, I mean it was fluky, and I know Sean and Neil took that hard, took it to their heart, and they're going to move forward. They're going to help us out here moving forward in the rest of the playoffs. So.
But when you take a loss like that, it was a tough one, emotionally. I mean, you're up at command of the game for the most part. What's the leadership aspect like in terms of, okay, you get hit in the mouth in a tough way to lose, but do you feel like coming into the clubhouse today, watching guys get ready that, hey, we can go win today's baseball game and tomorrow, and that kind of leadership is present here?
Yeah, you just got to be where your feet are. I mean, that's something that I always go back on with our guys, and our guys have shown a lot of that, especially after a tough and emotional loss like that. They've shown a way to be able to bounce back, and they've shown some maturity there. So super excited about tonight and moving forward, and yeah.
Well, last couple of things. The whole season, every season has been amazing to watch. This is your 3rd year, so you've won 2 championships in your first 2 and focusing in on winning another one. But the culture of the team and the evolving nature of a team during the summer is fascinating to watch. What are some of the things that jumped out at you about this group this year, not only pitchers, but maybe even just the overall character of this club?
Yeah, this work group, I mean, it's something to where I think more than any group that we've had in the last 2 years, they've come in with some things that they've really wanted to work on. And so this group has shown a ton of maturity in that sense, like, hey, I need to make sure that I need to get start at point A and get to point B by the end of the summer, and especially the pitching staff had some early woes, especially in that first half of just walking guys and maybe not necessarily having a command of a second pitch or even a third pitch, and they've shown, especially towards through the second half, just how much work that they put in, and that's been the culture of this pitching staff. It hasn't necessarily been the staff that's, hey, we're just going to punch out a lot of guys and we're just gonna get out. It's gonna be easy. All the stuff that power pitchers end up having. This staff has really just bought into the fact of, hey, if we stick it in the zone, we're gonna rely on weak contact, moving our pitches down in the zone, and then really just making a lot of really good, clean pitches here in the second half. And so I've been super proud of the growth of this squad, and this pitching staff in particular. And so they're ready to go tonight. I mean, they're ready to go compete, and super proud of them.
Final thing, and that is watching a staff grow within a given season. But you and Coach Yoon complementing one another in terms of how you work together in getting the most out of the guys. How's that been for you, and you and Coach Yoon and your different methods in getting the best and the most and giving these guys the best possible experience they can have?
Well, Coach Uni just is such a dynamic human being. He does so much for our pitchers, and really just it's probably super refreshing for a lot of our guys that grow up with Americanized pitching philosophies and kind of the way that we end up talking about it over on our side. And Uni just he just brings such an energy and such a focus to the guys that is not necessarily given throughout the year. And so working with Coach Yoon, he's the best human being I think I've probably ever been around. And so he does it all, man. Coach Yoon's the man.
Well, you've been the man too, Beau. It's been great to watch you and the guys at work this summer. I look forward to being back out at the ballpark tomorrow night. Let's plan on it. Good luck tonight, Coach. Thanks for everything this year again. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Mike.
Thank you. Beau Kearns, pitching coach, my guest. We've got the starting lineups and the first pitch. Miles Gostola to deliver it as the Knights look to win and pull a 2022. Spot one and come back and win two. How about that as a plan? I like it. Hope you do too. Thanks for joining us. The Knights and Cowlitz coming up on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
It is an elimination game for the Corvallis Knights, about ready to get underway on a pleasant evening here on this August the 9th, 2023. The Knights have been down this road before. In fact, just 1 year ago, as I mentioned at the beginning of our broadcast, losing in Yakima to open the best-of-3 playoff series last year, then coming home to win the next two, taking advantage of having home field advantage. And Miles Gostola, with that, the lefty out of Gonzaga, goes to work, and the first pitch to the outstanding ball player who was the hero last night, Marcus Titiali'i, who hit the walk-off homer. Marcus fouls it into Urchin Alley, and we are underway. The strike one pitch misses down and in from Miles. 1 ball and 1 strike to Marcus Titiali'i. Arizona Christian had hit 18 home runs this past spring. He pops one up on the right side. Second baseman Tate Shamau is right there to squeeze it, and it's a good start from Miles Gostola and the Knights as they seek to keep their season alive tonight. Marcus pops out to open the game. He's in the DH slot tonight. Now coming to the plate, shortstop Kyle Mamarian, right-handed hitter. Ian Riley batting third at first base. Gostola to the plate, fastball fouled straight back. 0-1 the count. Chris Brown, the cleanup hitter at third base for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Seth Stroh batting fifth in right field. Max Ortega hitting sixth and catching. The strike one pitch from Miles, swung on and missed. Mamarian down in the count, 0-2. Couple of teammates to be at Gonzaga. Mamarian out of Skyview High School in Vancouver. The strike two pitch lifted in the air to shallow left center field. Moving in, Tyler Quinn, the center fielder tonight. Tyler is there to make the catch. 2 down in the top of the first, and Ian Riley, left-handed hitter, will be the batter. Carter Monda hitting seventh in left field for Coach Stinett's Black Bears in this elimination game for the Knights. Cowlitz with a win advances to the South Division Championship game. They would be at home on Saturday night. The pitch to Ian Riley misses outside, ball 1. Monda batting seventh and left. Travis Moore hitting eighth and center. Julius Hooks batting ninth at second. A ground ball into shallow right, but Tate Shamau is right there. The Knights second baseman fields off the field turf and throws to Blake Avila. An efficient 1-2-3 inning to start the ball game for Miles Gostola. We'll give you the Knights lineup when we return, going to the bottom of the first against Cowlitz lefty Jaden Vincent. After half an inning, the Black Bears nothing, the Knights coming up. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Left-hander Jaden Vinson delivers a first pitch strike. Tonight's leadoff hitter Tyler Quinn. The 0-1 pitch sliced down the right field line toward Casey corner. Foul and out of play. The count, no balls and 2 strikes to Tyler, leading off for the Knights in center field. Tyler at .297, 4 homers, 36 runs batted in. Vinson's strike 2 pitch lifted to center field and playable. Travis Moore moves in a few steps to make the catch. So a good start for left-hander Jaden Vinson out of David Douglas High School in Portland, Mount Hood Community College, and a young man who's evinced an interest in sportscasting. Bless his heart. The batter is Mason Lee with 1 out and nobody on. Tyler starting in center field tonight with Mason in the 2-hole at third, Sam Stem batting third in right field. The cleanup hitter Ethan Hedges and the DH. Sweeping breaking ball from Vinson misses low and inside to Lee. Jaden working quickly the southpaw back with a 1-0 fastball in there for a strike. 1-1 the count to Mason. Blake Avila batting 5th at first base. Ethan Hott hitting 6th and left. Tate Shamau batting 7th at second base. The pitch to Lee is ripped down the left field line in the corner, foul. Good swing, but missed an extra base hit by a yard and a half or so, and the count goes to 1-2. Hitting 8th and catching for the Knights tonight, Tyler Howard, batting 9th at shortstop in a dazzling defensive performance last night for Ty in Game 1 in the heartbreaking defeat at Story Field. Ty Yukamoto batting 9th at shortstop. Miles Gazdola has already put together a 1-2-3 inning for the Knights in the top of this first inning. Now in the bottom half, the 1-2 pitch to Mason. Up and away, ball 2, 2-2. Mason Lee, a marvelous summer. Batting average may not fully reflect all of the contributions at .234. He swings and fouls one back, but he has done so many things well. 8 runs batted in. He has been a great practitioner of the short game. Stolen, along with the 7 sacrifices, stolen 9 bases. He takes just outside, and he runs the count full, 3-2 to Jaden Vinson, lefty from David Douglas. The 3-2 pitch is outside. Ball 4. Good plate appearance for Mason Lee, working a 1-2 count to ball 4, and an opportunity now for Sam Stem with 1 out. Head coach Brooke Knight coaching at third base and going through the signs at third. Veteran coach Ed Nags at first. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Left-hander Jaden Vinson at the plate. Sam Stem takes a strike. 0-1 the count. The Knights ran a bit on Jaden the last time they saw him. By the way, Tyler Jetting is the home plate umpire this evening. Vinson comes back with a breaking ball outside, and the count 1-1. Tyler Jetting leading the 3-man crew back of the plate with Chris Castro and Rick Freitas on the bases. No score, bottom of the first inning. The pitch to Sam Stem is low, ball 2, 2-1. For Cowlitz defensively, Jaden Vinson and Max Ortega the battery. Ian Riley at first, Julius Hooks at second, Kyle McMarion at short, Chris Brown at third. The pitch to Stem popped up to left field. Carter Monda had to fight the sun a little bit, loses his cap, stays with the baseball, comes in and makes the catch. 2 down, and Ethan Hedges the batter. Ethan Hedges, the right-hand hitting DH, will step in. Has had himself a heck of a summer as well. The first pitch is a wild one to the backstop. Gets away from the catcher, Max Ortega, and picking up 90 feet, Mason Lee now in scoring position for Hedges. With Ethan trying to get the Corvallis Knights on the board here in the bottom of the first. A .282 season for Ethan. A couple of homers, 31 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 1-1 the count. Carter Monda in left field for the Black Bears. Travis Moore in center. Seth Stroh in right. The 1-1 pitch to Hedges, lifted foul off to the right and out of play. Very good crowd and atmosphere last night at Story Field in Longview on the campus of Lower Columbia College. Really a tremendous atmosphere and a dramatic come-from-behind win by the hometown Black Bears in their first playoff appearance since 2012, 5-4-10. The pitch to Hedges rolled slowly foul past Brooke Knight. It was loud during the 4-run rally in the 8th to tie, and then when Marcus Titiali'i walked it off in the bottom of the 10th. Great moment for the Cowlitz franchise. The Knights hope that they can return to form here tonight at home. The pitch to Hedges, a ground ball slowly to short, fielded cleanly by Mamarian, throws to first just in time to retire the side. For the Knights in the first, no runs, no hits, a man left. At the end of one in this elimination game for the Knights, it's Cowlitz nothing, the Knights nothing. And back in 90 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Top of the second inning, no score. Big Chris Brown, the pride of Yukon, swings at Miles Gostola's first pitch and fouls it straight back. The 0-1 pitch to Chris misses high. 1-1 to Chris Brown, leading things off for Cowlitz in the second. No score. Gostola's 1-1 pitch popped in the air to the right side. Moving over is Blake Avila. He will run out of room. The ball goes about 3 rows deep into the lower grandstand. 1-2 to Chris Brown. Chris had a strong summer, .262, a couple of homers, 22 runs batted in. No score, top of the second. Miles Gostola, the lefty to the plate and bounces his 1-2 pitch. Gostola and Tyler Howard, the Knights battery. Blake Avila at first, Tate Shamau at second, Tai Yukamoto at short, Mason Lee at third. Gostola's 2-2 pitch misses low, ball 3 to Brown. In the outfield, Ethan Hott in left, Tyler Quinn in center, and Sam Stem in right. The 3-2 fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. One away in the second. Chris Brown goes down swinging, and that'll bring Seth Stroh to the plate. Seth, the left-hand hitting right fielder, will climb in for Cowlitz. Miles Gostola has retired the first 4 Black Bears. Delivers a fastball high, ball 1 to Stroh. Sat at .254 during the summer in his 17 games with 9 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the second, no score. Miles Gazzola, given the honor of pitching in this elimination game, delivers strike 2, 1-2 the count. 20 2/3 innings during the course of the summer. 20 hits with 13 walks, 18 strikeouts, a record of 1-1, an ERA of 2.61. 1-2 to left-hand hitting Seth Stroh, who swings at the fastball and doesn't get it. Strike 3 called, 2 down. Back-to-back strikeouts for the left-hander Miles Gazzola. If the Knights are able to play through and win tonight, you heard if you were listening to Beau Kearns on the pregame show, the first pitch to Ortega swung on and missed by Max. No balls and a strike. Max out of Cal State Fullerton, and from Stockton, that Kaden Siegel would likely get the baseball for the Knights in the winner-take-all game tomorrow, unless Kaden is called upon to try to bring this game home, and this is the only one that matters. The strike 1 pitch missing high. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Gazzola back to the plate. Ortega takes strike 2. 1-2 the count. Gazzola a strike away from fanning the side. The lefty delivers just outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Ortega played in 25 games, hit 188, a homer and 10 runs batted in. He swings and pops one to shallow right field. Sam Stem moving in and under and makes the catch. And Gazzola taking a page out of Merritt Jones' playbook, who was brilliant last night. The Knights bullpen struggled a bit late, as you know, and the Knights ended up losing 5-4, but Merritt Jones brilliant through 7. Gazzola has retired the first 6 Black Bears. We go to the bottom of the second. Cowlitz nothing, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio back in 90. Bottom of the second inning, no score. Blake Avila takes a strike from left-hander Jaden Vinson. Blake will be followed by Ethan Hott and then Tate Shamau on a breezy, pleasant August 9th here in the Mid-Valley. Vinson strike 1 pitch, misses down and away to Blake. 1-1 the count to Avila, leading things off for the Knights here in the bottom of the second inning. A game the Knights need to win to keep their drive for 7 straight championships alive. Fastball pops in and out of the mid of Max Ortega inside for ball 2. During the regular season, Blake a model of consistency, a run producer. He hit .265. He had a couple of homers, 19 runs batted in. He swings at the 2-1 pitch and rolls it foul past Coach Nags to even matters at 2-2. 330 down both lines here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 365 to the alleys. 400 feet to straightaway center. No score, bottom of the second. The 2-2 pitch hits Blake Avila. And the Knights get their second free pass. This one, though, to lead off the inning. Last inning, Mason Lee drew a walk with 1 out, ended up being stranded at second. Ethan Hott, the batter. The Knights building a 4-0 lead last night that they took with them to the bottom of the 8th inning before things slipped. But even in that 4-run lead, they had a chance to get a couple of more. Good slide step by Jaden Vinson, cognizant of the Knights taking liberties with him the last time the two got together. Delivers a first pitch strike to Ethan Hott. 0-1 the count. Ethan, a .281 hitter during the course of the regular season, backs away and takes inside, ball 1. .281 with 29 runs batted in. Conversations hot and heavy today on national radio about Stanford and Cal to the ACC. The 1-1 pitch is high, ball 2, 2-1. And with each bit of news, it seemingly each passing day this past few days, Tom Lehrer's song rings in my head, Who's Next? The 2-1 pitch inside to Ethan, ball 3, 3-1. Bless Tom Lehrer's heart, by the way, the professor. 3 balls and a strike, nobody out. Blake Avila at first, fastball, high and away, ball 4 to Ethan Hott. The Knights with runners at first and second and nobody out, and Tate Shamau, the batter and likely the bunter, with the left-hander Jaden Vinson hitting the first batter that he faces and walking the second, and will receive a conversation, a visit from pitching coach Justin Parrish. Vinson, coming into tonight's playoff game during the regular season, started 6 ball games, 30 innings, 33 hits, only 6 walks, with 17 strikeouts, a record of 1-2, and an ERA of 3.60. Blake Avila at second, Ethan Hott at first, Tate Shamau the hitter, with the Knights trying to break through first. Now, they did last night, and as I said, took a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the 8th inning. So that's a bitter defeat, no question about it. But back in the comforts of home, the Knights trying to get right back on the horse and get off to the early lead. They have the perfect guy up there in Shamau to try to move a runner. Tate, a very good bunter. First and second, nobody out. Likely up there to sacrifice the 2 runners up. He is bunting, and he gets the bunt down on the left side. Picked up by Vinson. The throw to first. Not in time to load him up. Vinson shuffled his feet and hesitated a little bit. Even if he had, with full alacrity and sense of purpose, gotten to the ball and fired to first, it would have been close. But the slight bit of hesitation cost him any chance of getting the speedy Shamau. So the Knights have loaded the bases with nobody out for Tyler Howard. The first pitch to Tyler is down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count. No score, bottom of the second, but a great opportunity for the Knights to change that. Blake Avila at third, Ethan Hott at second, Tate Shamau at first. The pitch to Howard misses down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyler. Howard at .240 with 11 runs batted in. He has 1 sacrifice fly in the summer. Now would be a good time for a second. The infield at double play depth. Howard takes a strike and the count 1-2. Situational hitting was not on great display for the Knights last night in terms of leaving men in scoring position. Runners at second, less than 2. The pitch to Howard away, ball 2. Runner at third, less than 2. And not moving runners when they had opportunities to, and it ended up costing them when 4 runs was not enough. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, nobody out. Jaden Vinson, the lefty, to the plate. Howard pops it up. The infield fly rule is invoked. The second baseman, Julius Hooks, makes the catch, 1 away. So, we saw last night the Knights get a big hit with 2 outs. in the third inning. A 2-out, 2-run single for Mason Lee, on which a third run scored after some confusion out in left center field at Story Field on the part of the Black Bears. Tai Yukamoto, the batter, with 1 out and the bases loaded. Vincent delivers a high strike. 0-1 the count. That had the look of a strike called in the motion picture The Pride of St. Louis, when they used to call high strikes in Dizzy's era. The strike one pitch to Yukamoto, drilled to right field. It's playable. Seth Stroh makes the catch. Avila tags Blake on his way to the plate. The throw to the plate, out at the plate, double play, and the inning is over. Great throw by Seth Stroh. And the double play completed 9-2. And the Cowlitz Black Bears, who won every series down the stretch, all 9 in the second half, rallied to win last night in dramatic style 5-4, keeping their mojo and momentum going here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Knights had the bases loaded and nobody out, and they come up empty. A 9-2 double play ends the second. After 2, the Knights nothing, Cowlitz nothing. Back in 90 on 1240 Joe Radio. Miles Gostola working on Carter Monda as we move to the third. A dramatic ending to the bottom of the second, a 9-2 double play. Good throw by Big Chris Brown. And now a count of 2 balls and a strike to Carter Monda. Gostola delivers. Monda, drive to center. Tyler Quinn hesitates, now backpedals and makes the catch. Well struck by Carter Monda, the pride of Evergreen High School in Vancouver, Clark Community College. Hits the ball hard, but for an out. And Travis Moore, who made a fantastic diving catch in last night's ball game at Story Field, coming to the plate now for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Fastball swung on and missed. Gostola has retired the first 7 Cowlitz Black Bear hitters. The strike one pitch on the way to the right hand hitting Moore. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on in the third. The Knights squandering a golden opportunity to take the early lead, but good pitching on the part and defense of the Cowlitz Black Bears. The strike 2 fastball to Travis Moore misses high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Moore. The 1-2 pitch taken high, ball 2, 2-2. Travis plays for Coach Stinnett at Park University. The pitch on the way, grounded slowly off the end of the bat to the right of Shamau. Tate to his right, tries to come up with a handle and not able to. It'll be an infield single for Travis Moore. Even if the ball was fielded cleanly by Shamau, he would have had a hard time getting Moore, who runs well. Travis previously played at Corbin up the road. He's out of Phoenix. And he gets on base with one out, the first base runner of the ball game for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Julius Hooks the batter, and Hooks takes high, ball one, 1-0. No score in the top of the third. Cowlitz trying to end this series tonight and thus end the night season without a title for the first time since the Bend Elks won it in 2015. That takes in a lot of territory. And the Knights have prevailed over the last 6 summers in which there was a full season. And for what it's worth, won the Wild Wild West League in a different sort of form in the summer of 2020. Julius Hooks on deck. No score in the third. A one-out single for Moore. He gets a huge jump. He goes. The throw to second. Hits Moore. Goes into center field. Picking the ball up is Tyler Quinn with his bare hand, but he bobbles it and has no play. So the speedy Travis Moore gets a stolen base. Goes to third in what I presume will be a throwing error on Tyler Howard, although Tyler threw the ball right on the bag. Tyler Quinn coming in to try to barehand it and make a play on Moore going to third. Did not come up with a clean handle, but even had he done so, I doubt whether he would have been able to throw Moore out. A safety squeeze stratagem deployed by Coach Dannett. Bunted foul up along first. And the count to Travis Moore, or pardon me, to Julius Hooks is 2 balls and 2 strikes with Travis Moore at third. 1 out, no score. The 2-2 pitch taken, strike 3 called, 2 down. Miles Gostola gets a strikeout when he really needed it. The Knights infield was playing halfway. And Julius Hooks takes a look at a called third. And with 2 down, here he comes, a very dangerous hitter. Got hot for Cowlitz down the stretch, stayed hot last night, swings at a change and doesn't get it from Gostola. 0-1 the count. No score, bottom of the third. Travis Moore representing the game's first run, walking down the line from third. Gostola from the stretch. The strike 1 pitch to Marcus Titi Ali'i is low and inside, ball 1, 1-1. Marcus hit the home run out of a future teammate last night, Sean Weiss. They'll be together at Arizona Christian this fall. The 1-1 fastball taken high, ball 2, 2-1. No score in the third, but Cowlitz with a good opportunity to change that, as the Knights did in the bottom of the second. Travis Moore coming down the line from third. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A big spring, as I mentioned, for Marcus at Arizona Christian, hitting 18 home runs. He's hit 5 now with Cowlitz, the dramatic game winner last night. The 2-2 pitch hit in the air to center field and playable. Tyler Quinn backs up a step or 2 and makes the catch. And all is well for Miles Gostola and the Knights through 3, at least from a pitching standpoint. No runs, 1 hit. The Cowlitz Black Bears leave a man at third, and after 2.5 in our playoff game powered by Pioneer Connect, the Black Bears nothing, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the third inning, Tyler Quinn lays down a bunt. Jaden Vincent comes off, fields, fires, and throws it by Ian Riley, his first baseman, and into no man's land down in foul territory down the line in right. And Tyler Quinn motors all the way to third base. Tyler will be given a base hit for the bunt and goes to third on the two-base throwing error by pitcher Jaden Vincent. So a runner at third and nobody out. Mason Lee takes down and away, ball one. Vincent out of the stretch, scoreless in the bottom of the third. Mason takes a strike. The count 1-1. For the third straight inning, the Knights have a man in scoring position, but in this case, it's Tyler Quinn at third with nobody out. Jaden Vincent from the stretch. The 1-1 pitch is popped up on the infield. Jaden Vincent calls and makes the catch. He was on the mound and handled his own business. One away. And Sam Stem, the hitter. Again, situational hitting has been a bit lacking for the Knights thus far in this brief playoff series. But they do have Stem, their leading RBI man at the plate. 42 RBIs with 4 homers, a .268 hitter. He takes high, ball one from Jaden Vincent. Ethan Hedges on deck. Cowlitz plays his infield at normal depth. Tyler Quinn at third, one out. Vincent's 1-0 pitch on the way in the turf, nicely blocked by Max Ortega. And the count to Stem, 2 balls and no strikes. Bottom of the third inning, a bunt single and a 2-base error. Tyler Quinn hoping to get chased home here now by the Knights' leading RBI man. Stem swings and slices it to left and fairly deep. This will get a run home. Carter Monta moves over and back on the warning track, makes the catch. Tyler Quinn down the line to score, although he stumbled coming down the line. Stays upright enough to keep on coming and scoring, and the Knights lead it 1-0. Great job by Sam picking up the RBI. And that's one of the reasons that you keep on playing, even though the run will score. We prophesied that's deep enough, that'll score a run. Well, yeah, Tyler Quinn almost face planted but didn't. And now Ethan Hedges takes a 1-0 pitch for a strike in the count 1-1. And Sam Stem with the deep sacrifice fly to left. The 1-1 pitch to Hedges outside for ball 2, 2-1. An unearned run at this point against Jaden Vincent to put the Knights up 1-0. So for the second straight game, the Knights get the initial lead. Hedges swings and it's a fly ball to center. Travis Moore is right there. The Knights get an unearned run here in the third, but they'll take it gladly in this game of survival, an elimination game tonight. We are through 3. Sam Stem comes through again with a sacrifice fly. Run batted in. And after 3, the Knights won and Cowlitz nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Corvallis Knights 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. Cowlitz no runs, 1 hit, and 1 big error. We go to the 4th. Ground ball to short. Yukamoto charges, gloves, throws a little low, but Blake Avila goes down to get it. And Kyle Mamarian, who flied to center in his first at-bat, grounds out to short to open the 4th. Miles Gostola and Tyler Howard, the Knights battery. Ian Riley takes a first pitch for a strike from Miles Gostola. The 0-1 pitch on the way from Miles, taken just outside, and the count 1-1. Gostola and Howard with Blake Avila at first, Tate Shimau at second, Tai Yukamoto at short, Mason Lee at third. The 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2, 1-2 the count. Ruby, if you could get me some ice in this cup, I would be deeply grateful. Thank you. The 1-2 pitch on the way, a stroke to the alley in right center, but playable for Tyler Quinn. Tyler moves over a few steps and back to haul it in, 2 down. And Chris Brown will be the batter. Brown struck out in his first at-bat, but he has the game's biggest defensive play, an assist from right field. Throwing out Blake Avila, attempting to score on a fly ball to right, a 9-2 double play. Brown takes high, ball 1, 1-0. 1-0 Knights, top of the 4th. Knights baseball in the postseason, powered by Pioneer Connect. The 1-0 pitch from Gostola, outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. If the Knights win tonight, we'll be back at it tomorrow in the decisive rubber game at 6:35. Brown swings and misses, and the count 2-1. And should the Knights pull off an achievement along the lines of last year, they would play again on Saturday. The 2-1 pitch, Brown decides late, swings and misses, in the count 2-2. Last year, the Knights spotted Yakima Valley game 1 in Yakima, and then came back to win 4 straight and their 6th straight championship. The 2-2 pitch to Chris, high and away, ball 3. Gostola delivers just outside. A 2-out walk to Chris Brown, and Seth Stroh, the hitter. It was actually Stroh, pardon me, not Brown. Brown draws the walk. He's the third baseman. Seth Stroh made the great throw from right field to gun down Blake Avila, trying to score from third on the fly ball from Tai Yukamoto. So Stroh steps in. My apologies. Great play by Seth, 3-year starter at Wichita State. Chris Brown goes, had a huge jump. The pitch goes off the mid of Tyler Howard, and Brown will go to third. First of all, the base was stolen on Gostola. Brown could have walked into second. Tyler Howard did not receive the pitch cleanly. But it is a wild pitch, and Brooke Knight is on his way out to the mound, or wants to. I'm not sure what he's conferring with the home plate umpire, Tyler Jetting, and asking Jetting to come out and see about whether Miles Gostola is perhaps physically right. And I think that's what this visit is all about. It's not a strategic visit. Thank you, Ruby. And Gostola apparently is okay. It was a very quick visit on Brooks' part. He may have espied something that he didn't like in the delivery or something. But Brooke asked for Tyler Jetting to walk out to the mound with him. Just like that, the tying run 90 feet away in the person of Chris Brown. Seth Stroh out of Kearney, Nebraska, trying to get this game even. Swings at the 2-0 pitch and doesn't get it. The count 2-1. Stroh struck out in the second. 1-0 Knights in the 4th. The 2-1 pitch fouled straight back. And Gostola a strike away from putting up the 4th consecutive 0. Top of the 4th, 1-0 Knights. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Seth Stroh awaits. Gostola to the plate. Ground ball up the middle into center field. Base hit, and the game is tied. And it feels as though Cowlitz is doing what the Knights have done all these years in winning 6 straight championships. Any sort of crack in the door, any sort of misstep, and the Knights over the years in winning 9 championships in 6 straight make the opposition pay a price. And certainly that's the case here. First and foremost, a 2-out walk, a free pass, a run scores. A stolen base on the big jump, the throwing error. Stroh with the RBI single. Brown coming in to tie the game at 1. Max Ortega takes a strike, 0-1 the count. A 1-1 tie in the 4th. Gostola snaps a throw to first, and Seth Stroh back to the bag. A 1-1 tie, top of the 4th inning. Stroh 3 for 4 in steals, but Cowlitz runners have both gotten good jumps in their stolen bases here tonight. Travis Moore last inning, Chris Brown here in the 4th. The pitch to Ortega, foul to the right and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. There goes the runner. No throw. Again, just a huge jump on Stroh's part. And Gostola has essentially given up 3 stolen bases on his own. He missed with a pitch to Ortega, but now a base hit puts Cowlitz in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Max. Gostola bluffing Stroh back to the bag at second. Tyler Howard asking for time and going out for a quick visit with Gostola. An area certainly that Miles will be conscientious about working on in the fall, that of the art of holding runners. There's something that has happened tonight that has tipped off these Cowlitz Black Bears to the tune of 3 big jumps and 3 steals. A 1-1 tie in the 4th. Max Ortega trying to deliver a 2-out single and get Stroh home. Gostola now ready and out of the stretch. The left-hander's 1-2 pitch to Ortega. A ground ball to short. Yukamoto up with it. Throws across to Blake Avila. And the side is retired. However, with 2 outs, a walk, a stolen base, a throwing error, and a base hit conspire to pull Cowlitz even. At the end of 3 1/2, the Black Bears won and the Knights won on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. A 1-1 tie to the bottom of the 4th inning. Blake Avila, first ball swinging against Jaden Vinson, rolls 1 foul up along first. 0-1 the count. Blake was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, an inning that, again, the Knights can only look back with a sense of regret. Bases loaded, nobody out, and didn't score. The strike 1 breaking ball from Vinson misses away in the count 1-1. Vincent back to the plate. The 1-1 pitch. A line drive down the right field line. It'll get down for a base hit. Seth Stroh over to cut it off. Fires the ball back in. A long single for Blake Avila to lead things off for the Knights in the bottom of the fourth. And Ethan Hott, the batter. Ethan drew a walk in the second. Bobby Merwin announcing between innings the fact that over $7,000 raised by the jerseys being auctioned online. Hott lifts one foul out of play. The Courage jerseys that the Knights wore this summer in honor of our late general manager Jen Beaumont, who passed away this summer. You went to work and raised over $7,000 in your online bids for those jerseys. Thank you so much, and a contribution to the Courage Over Cancer effort. And Jen Beaumont showing the way with so much courage in her admirable battle the last couple of years. Thank you again for your contributions. Ethan Hott takes a strike. He's behind the count 0-2. Vincent delivers. Hott sends a fly ball to right field where Seth Stroh is and makes the catch. One away, and Tate Shamau the hitter. Tate a bunt single as part of the Knights loading the bases in the third inning, but ultimately coming up empty. Shamau at the plate. And the pitch on the way from Jaden is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Knights baseball presented by our friends at First Alternative Co-op, making it easy for you and your family to eat healthy since 1970. There goes Avila. The strike one pitch is outside. The throw to second on a hop and not in time. Avila is in. Turnabout is fair play. Blake got a good jump on the left-hander Jaden Vincent. And so he's in scoring position with one out for Tate Shamau and a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. First Alternative Co-op with a delicious salad bar, fresh homemade pastries, coffee, and much, much more. Everyone is welcome at the First Alternative Co-op. Tate Shamau grounds one through the 6-hole into left field. Base hit. Blake Avila to third. Shamau is 2 for 2. Runners at the corners and 1 out, and Tyler Howard, the batter. Tyler champing at the bit, I dare say, for an opportunity again. With a runner at third and less than 2, he was at the plate with the bases loaded, nobody out in the second, and popped up. The pitch to Tyler, lifted to right, and we'll see. Moving in is Stroh. Blake Avila bluffs and won't come this time. The throw comes all the way through to the catcher, Max Ortega. 2 down. Avila had been thrown out at the plate before by Stroh back in the second inning. And with 2 down, here's Ty Yukamoto to try to come through. Ty hit the fly ball to Stroh in the second inning, leading to the 9-2 double play that ended the Knights' threat. Yukamoto with runners at the corners and 2 down, trying to break this 1-1 tie. Vincent delivers and Yukamoto pops it up. So the Knights continue to struggle in the key situations. Third baseman Chris Brown makes the catch. The Knights just are not cashing in on their opportunities. Here, runners at first and third and 1 out and empty. And at the end of 4, Cowlitz 1 and the Knights 1. And the Knights live stream in 1240 Joe Radio. A 1-1 tie as we move to the top of the 5th inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Miles Gostola delivers a first pitch strike to Carter Manda, who flied to center field in the 3rd and now whacks one over the head of shortstop Tai Yukamoto into left field. Manda's hit the ball hard twice. A leadoff single, and we'll see how Coach Stinnett, the 14-year major leaguer, wants to play it with Travis Moore, the batter. Moore, an infield single in the 3rd. Miles Gostola stares over at first. The bunt is in the air. It's playable for Howard, who makes the basket catch in fair territory, 1 away. Now, the way the Black Bears have been taking liberties with Gostola in the run game, Coach Stinnett might just try to get Manda over to second in a different method as Julius Hooks steps in. The pitch on the way to Hooks is lifted to shallow center field. Racing in is Tyler Quinn. Going out is Tate Shamau, the second baseman, and Shamau makes the catch. 2 down. Nice play by Tate Shamau. 2 pitches and 2 outs after the base hit by Carter Manda. And here comes the big man, Marcus Titiali'i, Arizona Christian, in the big home run last night that put Cowlitz in the catbird seat in this best-of-3 playoff series. A throw to first base. Back to the bag steps Carter Manda. With apologies to the great Red Barber, to James Thurber, and the catbird seat. The pitch on the way, a strike to Titiali'i and to a proprietor by the name of Deborah Raboy, who owned the Catbird Seat bookstore on Broadway in Portland back in the late 80s. A throw to first, and back to the bag steps Carter Manda. 1-1 tie here in the 5th. Deborah Raboy owned the Catbird Seat bookstore. She had a sandwich board on the sidewalk on Broadway. I was driving around in downtown hoping to escape the dungeon of a press box at Portland Civic Stadium, where I was told I was going to broadcast the Beavers games from. Gostola again, a throw to first, and back to the bag steps Manda. The owner of Penurious Gentleman by Joe Busis, I loved him, but he just said, now that's where you're broadcasting from. I said, well, can't I be higher, get a catbird seat view? And he didn't. I had no idea. I wanted a higher view. I didn't want to be ground level. I saw the Catbird Seat bookstore sign on Broadway in downtown, parked the car illegally, went in and visited with the proprietor. The strike 1 pitch swung on and missed in the count 0-2. Deborah Raboy. And I said, how did you get your name for the bookstore? That's how I began my great sales pitch. Well, the James Thurber story. I said, yeah, but where did he get the phrase? Well, that baseball, yeah, Red Barber. And eventually I convinced her to put that same sandwich board outside my broadcast location up in the stands at Civic Stadium, and thus got out of the dungeon thanks to the Catbird Seat bookstore, Deborah Raboy, who said yes to that sponsorship, and to James Thurber and to Red Barber. The strike 2 pitch high and inside to Titiali'i. The 1-2 pitch, a ground ball foul back of third. The count remains 1-2. And so with the win last night coming full circle, Cowlitz put itself in the catbird seat in this series. And they have an opportunity to end it right here tonight. The Knights need to win 2, but that's what they played all summer for. Home field advantage. 1 ball, 2 strikes, a throw to first. Manda breaks for second. Avila throws to second, and the out is recorded. And Miles Gostola makes the great adjustment and picks up the final out on the pickoff of Manda. 1-6 caught stealing to retire the side. No runs, a hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Cowlitz 1, the Knights 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. A 1-1 tie to the bottom of the fifth inning. Tyler Quinn takes high and away. Ball one from Jaden Vinson. The 1-0 pitch a little bit high. Ball two, 2-0. The top of the order up for the Knights. Tyler Quinn, Mason Lee, and Sam Stem against Jaden Vinson. Jaden's 2-0 pitch. Quinn rips it into left field. Base hit. Carter Monda plays it on a hop. Gets the ball back in. A leadoff single for Quinn. He went all the way to third, as you recall, on his bunt single in the third inning. And the ensuing two-base throwing error on Vincent's part, Tyler scored the Knights' lone run. Now a bunt attempt missed by Mason Lee. 0-1 the count. 1-1, bottom of the fifth. The Black Bears have a right-hander loosening in their bullpen. Jaden Vinson has pitched very well. The left-hander giving up the leadoff single to Quinn. Now 0-1 to Mason Lee, not bunting, and takes outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jace Schuler, who closed last night's game, big right-hander out of Lower Columbia, first up in the bullpen for Cowlitz. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the fifth. Vinson tosses over to first base. Tyler Quinn back to the bag. 1-1 to Mason Lee. The bunt put on the first pitch. It appears to be off now. Slide step by Vinson and a ground ball to second. Hooks feeds Mamarian for 1 on to first. Double play. Goodness gracious. 2 down. Cowlitz deserves all the credit in the world. When the Knights in the past, as you know, in their past, I'm not just talking about the previous 6 summers. That's well documented. The Knights have done all things well to win 6 straight championships. But I'm talking about the second half of this season and the overall arc of the season. 39-15. The best record in all of the West Coast League again. 22-5 in the second half. 8 straight series wins down the stretch. Stem fouls one back in the count 0-1. But the little things so far here against Cowlitz, the strike one change swung on and missed. The things they have executed at such a high level most of this season and over the last 6 summers, not quite able to get it done in similar fashion so far in this series. The strike 2 pitch pulled foul and the count remains 0-2. But they still led 4-0 going to the bottom of the 8th last night. They're in a 1-1 tie here. Stem swings at the off speed and strikes out. But it just so often we've grown so accustomed. Knights get their leadoff man, they're going to do something with it. They're going to bunt him over, they're going to steal him, they're going to get a run in. And tonight, getting Tyler Quinn on to lead things off for the second straight inning has not led to the Knights scoring again. So we are through 5. A pitching change is at hand. And it looks as though the Knights will jettison their plans for tomorrow night's starter. Kaden Siegel was scheduled to be that guy, but the Knights need Kaden tonight. So he's coming in as we go to the 6th. Kaden Siegel takes over in a 1-1 tie against Cowlitz in this elimination game for the Knights. We'll be back in 2 on 1240 Joe Radio. Kaden Siegel is the new pitcher for the Corvallis Knights in this 1-1 tie in the top of the sixth inning of Game 2 of the best-of-3 West Coast League South Division Series. And Kaden comes in missing on the first pitch to Marcus Titi Ali'i, and the 1-0 pitch is high and inside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Marcus was at the plate when Carter Monda got picked off to end the fifth. The 2-0 fastball from Kaden swung on and missed. 2-1 the count. Kaden 22 2/3 during the regular season, 14 hits, 7 walks, 17 strikeouts, a record of 4-0, an ERA of 1.19. His breaking ball fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaden Siegel out of the University of Portland, picking up from Miles Gostola, who was very good. A 1-1 tie in the sixth. The 2-2 pitch is a little high and inside to run the count full to 3-2. Titi Ali'i, Kyle Mamarian, and Ian Riley in the sixth. Kaden to the plate. The 3-2 fastball got him swinging. 1 away. Kyle Mamarian to the plate. Mamarian is flied to center and grounded to short. Is your home, office, or investment property dingy, dirty, or worn? I know it's a personal question. I'm just asking. Family-owned All-Pro Property Services. Well, they've helped thousands of companies, investors, and all manner of peoples get the best out of their properties. From investment renovations, facility services, housekeeping, and move-out cleans, All Pro Property Services has the bases covered. Visit allproproperty.net for more information. Mamarian fouling the first pitch back from Kaden. The strike 1 pitch is ruled foul, and the count no balls and 2 strikes. Top of the sixth of a 1-1 tie. The Knights a run in the third. It was unearned. Cowlitz a run in the fourth. Siegel strike 2 pitch, a fly ball to right center field. Tyler Quinn drifting over a few steps, reaches up to make the catch. 2 down in the top of the sixth inning. And that'll bring to the plate Ian Riley. Ian has grounded to second and flied to center. Riley drives one to right, but moving in to play it on a hop is Sam Stem. Solid 2-out single for Ian Riley. Good swing from Ian. And once again, the Black Bears putting some pressure on. They have run the bases aggressively. And we'll see what Ian Riley, a young man out of Dallas Baptist, having a tremendous season at DBU in the spring, getting his lead from first base. No balls and 1 strike to Ian. The strike 1 pitch, strike 2. Riley goes. The throw to second is not in time. Another stolen base, another good jump. That's 4. Chris Brown, the hitter. Ian Riley picking up the steal. 4 stolen bases on the night. Chris Brown, who has struck out and walked, down in the count 0-2 with 2 down in this 1-1 tie. Kaden Siegel trying to keep it that way. The righty to the plate, breaking ball just outside. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chris Brown. Effective use of the running game tonight for the Black Bears. The 1-2 pitch got him swinging. 4 stolen bases or not, Kaden Siegel strikes out Brown. He gets 2 punch outs in the inning. And another runner left in scoring position for Cowlitz as the Black Bears try to win and move on to a game Saturday night in the second round of the playoffs. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's still Cowlitz 1 and the Knights 1 on the Knights live stream, with a new pitcher coming in out of the bullpen. Probably the right-hander we saw throwing earlier in Jay Schuler. Will take a 2-minute pitching change break in a 1-1 tie on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the sixth inning, a 1-1 tie. KJ Rufo wearing the number Jay Schuler evidently wore last night. It's KJ wearing number 47 on the Cowlitz roster. 47 is listed as Schuler, but it's KJ out of the University of Portland. Rex Putnam High School delivers a first pitch strike to Ethan Hedges. The 0-1 pitch from the quick working Rufo misses low. 1-1 the count. Hedges is grounded to short and fly to center. Rufo ready to go again. Breaking ball down, ball 2, 2-1. Cowlitz trying to win and move on. The Knights trying to stay alive and set up a rubber match tomorrow night. 2 balls and a strike and a 1-1 tie. Rufo to the plate. Good fastball, but a little low. And a little, the operative phrase to be sure. 3-1 the count. KJ Rufo facing Ethan Hedges will be followed by Blake Avila, then Ethan Hott. The 3-1 pitch hooked down the left field line and deep. Going back is Monder to the track, to the fence. The ball goes off the top of the 14-foot fence. Cruising into second base is Ethan Hedges with a leadoff double. Ethan just missing, hitting one over the 14-foot fence, probably about 10 to 12 feet up in straightaway left. And the Knights with the go-ahead run at second with nobody out. Blake Avila's been hit by a pitch and singled to right. And again, situational hitting at the 4 right here. The pitch to Avila, a strike. Now, wait a minute. Okay, he's calling it a swinging strike on Blake Avila. 0-1 the count. So Avila and Brooke Knight and all of us astonished by the call. Strike 1 to Blake. KJ Rufo, the righty, to the plate. Avila fouls it back, and the count 0-2. So on the grounds that Avila swung at the pitch, okay. But it didn't appear as though he did, for one. And Blake appeared to have checked up on it. The umpire just simply called the pitch a strike, and the pitch was at about at Avila's neck. Brooke Knight finally got clarification. 0-2 the count. Very high, ball 1, 1-2. A leadoff double for Ethan Hedges. Blake Avila with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes in this 1-1 tie. Working against KJ Rufo, 6'2", 200. Out of Scott Brocious Country and Rex Putnam High School. 1-2 to Blake Avila. Rufo to the plate, very high. Ball 2, 2-2. KJ making his 4th appearance after 3 during the regular season, 5 1/3. 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. 2-2 to Blake Avila, a 1-1 tie, bottom of the 6th inning. Ethan Hedges, a leadoff double. He's at second. He's going to third. The 2-2 pitch grounded slowly back to Rufo. Rufo will underhand to first for the out. On the play, Hedges gets into third safely. So, in an unconventional kind of way, Avila gets the runner moved and gives Ethan Hott the opportunity to give the Knights the lead. The Knights with a chance to regain the lead here in the bottom of the 6th in a game they must win to keep their season alive. Rufo delivers down and away to Hott, ball 1. Ethan has walked and flied to right. Cowlitz pulls its infield nearly all the way in, a little more than halfway. Rufo from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch, a chopper back of third and under the glove of Chris Brown into left field. Down the line comes Ethan Hedges to score. The Knights lead it 2-1. It'll be a base hit and a run batted in for Ethan Hott. 2-1 Knights in the 6th. Tate Shamau the batter. Tate is 2 for 2. Ethan will likely look to run against Rufo. The pitch on the way to Tate, a little low and away, ball one, 1-0. Ethan Hott picking up the run batted in. 18 stolen bases on the summer to lead the Knights. He's held on by Ian Riley. He goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw is not even made by the catcher, Max Ortega. Hott with a good jump and a stolen base. And with that stolen base, another contribution by Papay Material Handling to Community Outreach, Inc., a local nonprofit dedicated to helping people lead healthy and productive lives. Our thanks to Papay Material Handling and their contributions to the One Step Closer to Home initiative. The 1-1 pitch taken for a strike by Shamau, and the count 1-2. Tate doing a nice job to take a pitch on behalf of the Knights' stolen base leader. Now with the Knights leading 2-1, they look to add on every run precious, as we learned last night. The 1-2 pitch on the way, hooked, foul. Waldo way, well above the grandstand on the third base side. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning. The Knights breaking through to regain the lead and have another runner in scoring position. KJ Rufo from the stretch. The 1-2 pitch off the mitt of the catcher, Max Ortega, who's trying to find the ball. Finally does. Into third base goes Ethan Hott on the wild pitch. And once again, the Cowlitz Black Bears will pull their infield in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shamau. Tate looking for a scoring fly ball here against an infield that's drawn in halfway, an outfield fanned out fairly deep and straight away. The 2-2 fastball hit foul into Urchin Alley to the right. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out, a run in. The Knights leading 2-1, trying to play their way into tomorrow in a winner-take-all game 3. 2-2 to Shamau. KJ Rufo to the plate. Breaking ball inside, ball 3, 3-2. Tyler Howard, the on-deck hitter. The speedy Ethan Hott walking down the line from third. KJ's 3-2 pitch on the way, punched foul above the Omaha room. And Madison Ward had the ball go in and out of her hands. I've known Maddie since she was a little one. And she had a chance to make a play that she would have been proudly telling her dad about. Didn't quite make it. Another 3-2 pitch coming to Shamau. Taken down and away, ball 4. Runners at the corners and 1 out. Tyler Howard, the batter. No one throwing in the bullpen back of KJ Rufo for Cowlitz. The Black Bears winning last night's game. This is not an elimination game for Cowlitz. It is for the Knights. First and third, 1 out for Tyler Howard. There goes the runner, a bluff made by the catcher Ortega, and Shamau is in with a stolen base. The pitch, a strike to Tyler, taking a pitch all the way. Both teams running effectively. No balls and a strike to Tyler Howard. The infield had been at double play depth. Now Coach Stinnett instructs his players to play halfway. Howard's third at bat tonight with an opportunity to drive in a run from third. Ground ball slowly to short. The play will go to first, and the ball dropped, and everybody's safe, and a run scores. Ethan Hott down the line. The Knights lead it 3-1. Kyle Mamarian threw low. He thought about coming to the plate to try to get Hott. Chose instead to go to first, and sort of a discombobulated play. Ian Riley had plenty of time to catch the low throw. He didn't, but he still had time to pick the ball up and step on the bag for an out. He didn't. Strange play indeed. The Knights lead it 3-1 and have runners at the corners and 1 out. It's an RBI for Tyler Howard. but an error on the shortstop, Kyle Mamarian. And so the pitching coach, Justin Parrish, out to the hill to visit with his battery, consisting of Rufo and Ortega, and the entire infield for the Cowlitz Black Bears. The Knights have scored 2 and lead at 3-1, and Ty Yukamoto, the batter. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ty engage in a safety squeeze mode here. Yukamoto has flied into a 9-2 double play and popped to third. Runners at the corners and 1 out. 3-1 Knights, bottom of the 6th inning. The infield back to double play depth for Cowlitz. We'll see what Brook Knight wants Ty Yukamoto to do. Rufo from the stretch. Yukamoto does show bunt. The safety squeeze takes high and away. Ball 1, 1-0. Tate Shamau at third. Tyler Howard at first. Yukamoto has a look at Brook Knight. 3-1 Knights. We'll see if Ty's bunting again. He is. He drags it up along first. Fielded in fair territory. A run scores. Ian Riley fielding the ball on the safety squeeze. Tate Shamau down the line to score. The Knights lead it 4-1. Well done by Ty Yukamoto. On the safety squeeze sacrifice bunt, into second base goes Tyler Howard. 2 down in the inning. The Knights have scored twice, and Tyler Quinn, the batter. Tyler with a chance to add the coup de grace to the inning with a 2-out single. He's flied to center, had a bunt single, and singled to left. 4-1 Knights in the 6th. Tyler takes a fastball from Rufo up and in. Ball 1, 1-0. The Knights had a 4-0 lead last night in Game 1. Will take their chances with at least a 3-run lead tonight going to the 7th. Tyler takes a strike and the count 1-1. A 3-run inning for the Knights, and they're looking for one more at least with Tyler Howard at second, 2 down. Tyler Quinn, their leadoff hitter, at the plate. The 1-1 breaking ball in the turf. Max Ortega keeps it close enough. Howard holds at second. 2 balls and a strike to Tyler Quinn, looking for his 3rd hit of the night. KJ Rufo from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball, a called strike to even the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Howard at second, 4-1 Knights. The 2-2 pitch low and in. Ball 3, 3-2 to Quinn. Mason Lee on deck. Out of the stretch works KJ Rufo on in relief of Jaden Vinson, who pitched very well through 5. Quinn swings, foul tips it, and Max Ortega not quite able to hang on. Great to be back with you in the tremendous atmosphere of Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Big thanks to Thomas Rudolph, Casey Lavin, Andrew Henderson. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sure you did. Their calls of the last 2 games of the regular season over the weekend. The 3-2 pitch to Tyler Quinn just misses. Ball 4. I'm not sure that it did miss, but not too much belly aching, at least not that I can hear or sense from the Cowlitz Black Bears. We are a little off center, of course, here, slightly to the right of home plate, and set up in the back part of the upper grandstand area adjacent to the press box. The pitch on the way to Mason Lee, low for ball 1. I learned today. Now, yesterday was a media tour of the beautiful new Reser Stadium, and it's glorious. I didn't get to go. I was driving to Longview. Scott Barnes provided the tour. 1st and 3rd, 2 down. The 1-0 fastball just outside to Mason. Ball 2, 2-0. 4-1 Knights. Bottom of the 6th. Time called. Max Ortega out to visit with his battery mate KJ Rufo. I learned something today that was distressing. Not distressing beyond belief. Not distressing such as some other news that we've received in the last few days has been distressing. Don't get me wrong, this was nothing by comparison to that. But the football press box windows in the new configuration, they don't open. No open. That's the only thing they asked me when they went to work on the project. What do you need, Mike? Is there anything you need? All I said was, please, windows that open like we had at Reeser through the years and Parker had through the years. Goss Stadium no longer has, and we won't have them in the new Reeser either. Mason Lee takes a strike, the count 2-1. Mason inexplicably chases a 2-1 pitch well out of the zone to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 on and 2 out and 3 in, and the Knights leading 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning, a game they must win to play into tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch to Lee, bounced again by KJ, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Howard at second. Tyler Quinn at first. Mason Lee, the batter. The runners poised to go. They do. The 3-2 pitch popped up on the right side. First baseman Ian Riley defers at the last moment to his second baseman Julius Hooks, who makes the catch. The inning is over, but a very productive one for the Knights. They come through in big situations in a game they have to win. They score 3. We go to the 7th. The Knights 4 and Cowlitz 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Cowlitz 1 run, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Seth Stroh leading things off against Kaden Siegel in the 7th. Fouls the first pitch up along third. Kaden comes back and misses up and away. The 1-1 pitch, fastball to Stroh, high and away, ball 2. Stroh has struck out and singled home the Cowlitz run back in the 4th inning. Caden's 2-1 pitch, fastball swung on and missed. Seth Stroh, Max Ortega, and Carter Monda in the 7th for the Black Bears. Kaden Siegel peering into his battery mate Tyler Howard. Drops the arm, comes almost into a stretch position. Delivers 2-2, flailed at and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kaden Siegel. He has 3 strikeouts in his inning and a third. And Max Ortega, who has popped to short and grounded to short, stepping in. 4-1 Knights, top of the 7th. Kaden to the plate. Ortega, line drive right at Tate Shamau, the second baseman. 2 down. Carter Monda will come to the plate. Carter's hit the ball hard twice. Lined out to center in the 3rd. Singled to left in the 5th. We're in the 7th. 4-1 Knights. Kaden to the plate. Monda takes a breaking ball just outside. Siegel and Howard the battery with Blake Avila at first, Tate Shimao at second, Tai Yukamoto at short, Mason Lee at third. The 1-0 pitch taken high and inside, ball 2. Ethan Hott in left, Tyler Quinn in center, Sam Stem in right. Miles Gostola, the starter, pitched very well. He retired the first 6 Black Bear hitters. The 2-0 pitch is drilled to left, moving over is Hott and back and makes the catch to retire the side. And for the first time since the second inning, the Black Bears go in order. And at the end of 6 1/2, it's the Knights 4 and Cowlitz 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Knights leading Cowlitz 4-1 in this elimination affair at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Right-hander Michael Buchanan from Kirkland and out of Montana State takes over pitching chores for Coach Dinette's Black Bears, who are looking to eliminate the Knights tonight. The Knights are trying to win and create a decisive Game 3 tomorrow night at 6:35. Bottom of the 7th, 4-1 Knights. Sam Stem, Ethan Hedges, and Blake Avila against Michael Buchanan, who takes over for KJ Rufo. KJ had a bit of a tough time of it picking up for Jaden Vinson, who was excellent through 5. Sam Stem takes high from Buchanan, leading matters off here in the bottom of the 7th. Sam has flied to left, had a sacrifice fly to left, and struck out. The 1-0 pitch from Buchanan, high for ball 2, 2-0. Michael's 2-0 pitch, taken a little low and inside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Michael appeared in 5 games over the summer for the Black Bears, 8 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. His 3-0 pitch, a strike. And the count 3-1 to Stem. Ethan Hedges on deck. 4-1 Knights, cooling off. Breeze is picking up. Stem hits one sharply right at the first baseman, Ian Riley, who will take it to the bag himself. 1 away. Ethan Hedges, the batter. If you live or work in one of 24 Western or Central Oregon counties, then you're entitled to membership privileges and the full financial services at Oregon State Credit Union. You can join online via OregonStateCU.com or at one of their 15 branches. Oregon State Credit Union, investing in all of our communities and dedicated to creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. Big breaking ball is a little bit high from Michael Buchanan. Ball 1, 1-0. Buchanan and Max Ortega, the battery for Cowlitz. Ian Riley at first, Julius Hooks at second, Kyle Mamarian at short, Chris Brown at third. Hedges takes the 1-0 pitch high and inside, ball 2. Carter Monda in left, Travis Moore in center, Seth Stroh in right. The 2-0 pitch, just inside, ball 3. I give Buchanan credit. He was 3-0 on Stem and came back and got him. Now he's flirting with trouble again, 3-0 on Hedges. The 3-0 pitch is a strike, and the count 3-1. Blake Avila on deck. The Knights scoring a run in the third. It was unearned. Cowlitz pulled even with a run in the fourth. The Knights untied matters with 3 in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch to Hedges, a fly ball to center. So once again, Michael Buchanan does his job. Falls behind 3-0 on consecutive hitters and has outs to show in each case. The catch made in straightaway center by Travis Moore. 2 down, Blake Avila, the hitter. Michael Buchanan trying to become the first pitcher of the evening for Cowlitz to retire the Knights in order. 2 down and nobody on. Blake Avila has been hit by a pitch, single to right, and hit a little number back to the box. He takes high, ball 1, 1-0. Buchanan working quickly. The righty back with a 1-0 pitch, a strike to Blake. 1-1 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. 4-1 Knights, bottom of the 7th. 6 outs away from a win, as they were last night. Weren't able to get those 6. Cowlitz winning in 10, 5-4. Avila takes inside, ball 2, 2-1. But certainly the Knights feel good about another crack at it. A 3-run lead with 6 outs to go. Trying to play their way into tomorrow night. The 2-1 pitch missing high, ball 3. The right-hander Michael Buchanan has been 3-1 to all 3 hitters in the inning. A little stick-em Blake Avila requests to rub on the handle of his bat, get a better grip on things. And does a little work on the stick with a count of 3-1. In the meantime, Michael Buchanan winds up and throws a sinker to his third baseman, Chris Brown. Almost a full wind-up type warm-up, stay loose pitch from Buchanan behind the rubber. Now Michael ready to go, as is Avila. He's gotten outs on 3-1 pitches twice in a row. The 3-1 pitch swung on and missed. That's the magic count, evidently, for Buchanan. He's run it full now to 3-2 with 2 down and nobody on. Michael ready, and the payoff pitch, a line drive at the shortstop, Kyle Mamarian. Well, that's good work by Michael Buchanan. 3-1 to all 3 hitters, and gets all 3 before a crowd of 1,136 playoff fans, presented by Pioneer Connect. We go to the 8th, the Knights 4, and the Cowlitz Black Bears 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. The first pitch of the top of the 8th inning, a bunt by Travis Moore in front of the plate. Kaden Siegel comes off, has a little difficulty getting a good grip, but then fires a fastball strike to Blake Avila at first for a bang out on Travis Moore to open the top of the 8th on one pitch. Now Julius Hooks takes a strike, 0-1 the count. 4-1 Knights, top of the 8th. The strike one fastball, swung on and missed. The count 0-2. The Knights trying to ride Kaden Siegel perhaps to the finish here. Kaden coming on after Miles Gazdola was excellent through 5. 4-1 in the 8th. The strike two pitch missing down from Kaden. 1-2 the count. Kaden had been the scheduled starter in case of a Game 3 tomorrow night. That plan, of course, will be scrapped if the Knights are able to hang on and win here tonight. Somebody else will get the start, but the whole point was if Kaden was needed tonight, he'd be ready to go, and he has been needed, and he's been very good. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. 4-1 Knights in the 8th. The 2-2 pitch fouled into the netting above the Cowlitz dugout. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. If the Knights do prevail, I haven't had a chance to visit yet with Kaden all summer. He would be the pregame guest tomorrow night at 6:20. The 2-2 pitch taken, strike 3 called, 2 down. Marcus Titiali'i, the batter, with 2 down and nobody on. The Knights leading 4-1, closing in on a chance to keep playing baseball. And that's the great thing. You don't want to see this thing come to an end. I mentioned to a number of the players and coaches as I came upstairs after the pregame interview and spending some time down in the dugout before the game. First pitch, breaking ball, a strike. Gave it that confident cast of, hey, see you guys all tomorrow night. And everybody said, yeah, let's make a plan. The strike one pitch just outside and the count 1-1. Well, we saw dramatics last night from this young man, enough to know this is far from over. The 1-1 pitch pulled foul into the upper grandstand above the Jack Riley concourse. We saw Titiali'i homer in the land of Riley. Jack, an excellent coach at Lower Columbia College before saying yes to the opportunity at Oregon State to succeed Gene Tanzelli. Cowlitz occupying the Gene Tanzelli dugout, the Jack Riley concourse, fans walking around in it, the pitch missing high. The count 2-2 to Titiali'i. Kaden Siegel rocks, kicks, and delivers. Breaking ball just outside. And the count goes full to 3-2. 4-1 Knights, top of the 8th inning. 2 down and nobody on. Siegel has retired 6 straight. The right-hander trying to make it 7 as he works 3-2. Breaking ball pulled foul past Coach Stinnett. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. Last night the Knights led 4-0 going to the bottom of the 8th, and some control difficulties ensued. And Cowlitz, to its great credit, took advantage and scored 4 to tie, then won it in the 10th. The 3-2 pitch, waved at and missed, strike 3. Tyler Howard pumps his fist in exultation. The Knights are 3 outs away from keeping their season alive. Titiali'i strikes out. Kaden Siegel has been magnificent. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Knights 4 and Cowlitz 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. When you visit Corvallis to catch Knights baseball, we encourage you to stay at your locally owned Best Western Corvallis, the official hotel partner of your Corvallis Knights, close to Goss Stadium, where you can enjoy the largest hotel rooms in the city and an outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. Bottom of the 8th inning, 4-1 Knights. Michael Buchanan, who retired all 3 Knights batters in the 7th inning, the first Cowlitz pitcher to retire the Knights in order, misses high to Ethan Hott. The 1-0 pitch in the turf. He's just setting things up again, right? Down in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. He was 3-1 on all 3 Knights batters last inning and retired each one. Buchanan's 2-0 pitch to Hott, high and inside, ball 3. It does strike me as living a bit on the edge. And we'll see if this is one time too many to the 3-0 well. Ethan Hott, Tate Shamau, Tyler Howard in the 8th. The 3-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 3-1. 4 consecutive batters now. He has been to a 3-1 count on. Buchanan to the plate. Low. Ball 4. I was beginning to become fearful of the symmetry, with apologies to William Blake. William Blake. With apologies to Susan Sarandon and Kevin Costner, and probably the best written baseball movie ever, Bull Durham, Ron Shelton. Believable characters and dialogue in some respects. And the whole William Blake, a road of success, the Palace of Wisdom, William Blake. Don't you think that's a little excessive for the Carolina League? Ron Shelton, who got as high as AAA in the Orioles system, wrote the classic. Ethan Hott draws a throw and gets back. Ethan bluffs. The first pitch to Tate Shamau, a little bit high from Buchanan, ball 1, 1-0, 4-1 Knights, bottom of the 8th inning. Hott a steal and a run scored in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch to Shamau, low for ball 2, 2-0. The Knights would desperately love to get another insurance run or 2 here in the 8th. They remember, wasn't that long ago when Cowlitz eradicated a 4-0 deficit late to win. Hott goes, the pitch is a strike, the throw to second, not in time. An ideal count for Hott to run on, in that the hitter Shamau, with a count of 2-0, could take a strike and feel just fine about it. Speaking of the Jack Riley concourse, there's some sort of entire team, a camp walking through. I think it's a rowing camp going through the concourse. 2 balls and a strike, meanwhile, to Tate Shamau, who takes a breaking ball high, ball 3, 3-1. But clearly, whatever group this is going through together in big numbers, and they appear to be heading out. I hope they've had a great time tonight as part of a rowing camp at Oregon State. 3 balls and a strike to Tate Shamau, with Ethan Hott at second and nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. The Knights leading 4-1. Max Ortega out for a visit with Michael Buchanan. 3-1 to Shamau, so he has been 3-1 on each hitter that he's faced. Shamau trying to at least move Ethan Hott. Hott hopping away from second, will draw a throw and get back. Julius Hooks coming in to receive the toss from Buchanan. Three balls and a strike. Michael Buchanan glances back at Hott. The 3-1 pitch is fouled straight back to run the count full to 3-2. Knights playoff baseball presented by Pioneer Connect. We're all hopeful for at least one more gathering tomorrow night. The Knights 3 outs away from ensuring that. 6:20 pregame, 6:35 first pitch to be delivered by who knows. 3-2 to Tate Shamau. Breaking ball lifted to shallow left field. Going out is Mamarian, coming in is Monda, and it's Monda, the left fielder, to make the catch. One away. And for Shamau, not the best of at-bats in that he wanted to move, if nothing else, get hot moved over, but hit the ball in the air to shallow left for an out. Tyler Howard, the batter. Howard has popped to second, flied to right, and had an RBI ground out and a fielder's choice in the Knights' 3-run sixth. 4-1 Knights, bottom of the eighth. Michael Buchanan looks back at Ethan Hott, who has stolen 2 bases tonight here. A long hold, the pitch to Howard, breaking ball strike. The count 0-1. I mentioned last night and looking forward to it, hoping there's a ball game, believing there will be one tomorrow night. An off day Friday if the Knights win tomorrow, should they get there. Breaking ball to Howard, a fly ball to shallow right center field. A long run, racing over, laying out is Travis Moore, the center fielder, to make the catch for out number 2. Tagging up and going from second to third is Ethan Hott. And Tai Yukamoto to the plate. Good catch by Moore. The second straight night he's laid out and made a catch out in right center field. But Friday night in Seattle, they're going to appeal at second that Hott left too soon, and neither umpire makes a call, so I assume that safe is the call. And now the home plate umpire, Tyler Jetting. Oh, you want me to do something? Oh, okay, safe. It did appear as though Hott got over there pretty quickly, but he did tag up properly. And the 5th run for the Knights, 90 feet away, they lead it 4-1. Adley Rutschman, the Orioles at T-Mobile Park against the Mariners, and part of my 65th birthday, a gift from my family to take me to see Adley and the Orioles play the Mariners Friday night, and then hope to be back here for another ball game Saturday. That's a pretty good week, huh? Grateful for the tremendous blessings of turning 65. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball up and in to Yukamoto. Ball 2. 2-0. Ethan Hott at third, 2 down, bottom of the 8th. 4-1 Knights. Looking for a big bit of insurance here against Buchanan and the Black Bears. The 2-0 pitch punched in the air on a hop to Hooks, who charges, gloves, throws, and gets Yukamoto. And the Knights will do their best with the 3-run lead they have going to the 9th. They need 3 outs to keep their season alive. And they're not going to use Kaden Siegel. They're going to go to the bullpen and see about trying to get the final 3, and it looks like it might be Zach Johnson. We'll keep an eye on just whom is coming in to try to get these final 3 outs to keep the Knights season alive. We'll take a 2-minute pitching change break. After 8, the Knights 4 and Cowlitz 1 on the Knights live stream, and 1240 Joe Radio. It is indeed right-hander Zach Johnson out of Utah Valley Lake Ridge High School, and the first pitch is drilled fair down the left field line into the corner for an extra base hit for Kyle Mamarian, with left fielder Ethan Hott chasing the ball down. Well, here we go. Top of the ninth inning, 4-1 Knights. The Knights not getting a fifth run to put them up 4 going to the bottom of the ninth. It's a 4-1 lead. October 3, 1951, that was the score going to the bottom of the ninth. And the Giants were in the catbird seat. Ian Riley, the batter. Ian takes Zach Johnson's first pitch up and away, ball 1, 1-0. Kaden Siegel was brilliant out of the pen after a strong start from Miles Gostola. Zach Johnson's first pitch drilled for a double by Mamarian. The 1-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 1-1. Zach Johnson on his way to Utah Valley from the University of Portland. Went to high school at Lake Ridge, part of the Kevin Gunderson School of Baseball. Zach ready, the 1-1 pitch, down and in, ball 2, 2-1. Cowlitz believes, and that's what the biggest thing perhaps for a club as hot as the Black Bears have been. Hey, okay, nothing to it. We'll come back and win this one too. They rallied from 4-0 last night. The 2-1 pitch in there for a strike to Ian Riley, and the count 2-2. 4-1 Knights, top of the ninth inning. Zach Johnson trying to deliver the Knights into a winner-take-all game tomorrow night at 6:35. The 2-2 pitch is lined into right field, base hit. Sam Stem gets the ball back in. First and third, nobody out, top of the ninth inning, and Cowlitz feels like it's their time. The tying run to the plate. Give the Black Bears all the credit in the world for the great second half they had in winning all 9 series and rallying in many of them, including last night. First and third, nobody out. The tying run at the plate in the top of the ninth inning. Chris Brown, the batter. Zach Johnson from the stretch. Fastball, a little number towards Zach, and he's got the runner at third hung up. He runs down the runner, Mamarian, a toss to Tyler Howard. Howard throws to the Knights. Zach Johnson, who tags out Mamarian, 1 away. Great job by Zach Johnson. I believe it went 1-5-2-1 on the putout on Mamarian. 1 away on the fielder's choice. Chris Brown is aboard, but the Knights get a huge out. And a heads-up play and a very athletic play by Zach Johnson. Now the batter is Seth Stroh. And the first pitch to Seth hit high in the air to right, center, and deep. Back goes Tyler Quinn, reaches up and makes the catch on the warning track, and the runners hold 2 down. Nice read by Tyler Quinn. He kind of pats his chest and is trying not so much to, it's not out of self-aggrandizement, it's just out of, hey, okay, here we are, we're good, 1 more out. Max Ortega, the batter. Excellent catch by Quinn, and the runner holding. Not as much advantage going from second to third, but a good job by Quinn to run it down and keep the runners at first and second. Zach Johnson's first pitch, breaking ball, misses a little bit high, ball 1, 1-0 to Ortega. And this crowd of 1,136 upset that Tyler Jetting did not call it a strike. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-0 fastball, a strike to Max Ortega. Zach Johnson's very athletic play on the number. 1-5-2-1, creating an out and taking a little bit of pressure off. Then a deep fly out. Now 1-1 to Ortega. Johnson delivers, breaking ball high, ball 2, 2-1. Max is popped to short, grounded to short, and lined to second. Ian Riley at second, Chris Brown at first, 2 down, 4-1 Knights in the ninth. A pop-up on the right side and playable. Zach Johnson defers to Blake Avila, who makes the catch, and we'll see you tomorrow night. The Knights stave off elimination, defeating the Cowlitz Black Bears 4-1 to even the series at a game apiece. Miles Gostola, Kaden Siegel, and Zach Johnson, and it was Zach Johnson's defense as a pitcher that made the difference in the 9th inning. So these two outstanding clubs, the hottest clubs in the West Coast League, coming down the stretch, it's appropriate that they will settle it with a rubber game for the 3rd time this year. The Knights won the rubber match here a few weeks ago. Cowlitz a month ago won the rubber match in Longview, and tomorrow night the Knights hope that home field advantage will swing it their way in trying to advance to the South Division title game on Saturday night. That's what's at stake tomorrow night. So, Game 3, the winner take all tomorrow night at 6:35. Knights playoff baseball powered by Pioneer Connect. The Knights win it tonight 4-1, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 6:20. For Thomas Rudolph, Casey Lavin, Andrew Henderson, and Garrett and Dale back in studio, this is Mike Parker thanking you for joining us, and so grateful we get to do it again tomorrow night. Our final score, the Knights 4 and Cowlitz 1. See you tomorrow at 6:20, right back here on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. So long, everybody.